そう。俺は生まれ変わったのだ。
なんで凪くんが朝からシャワー浴びてるのよ。
別にいいだろ。みそぎだみそぎ。
何よみそぎって意味わかんない。
So today marks the return of a couple of cuckoos, and we are jumping in. We're jumping all in to core number 2. And before I really talk about this week's episode, before I talk about the return of a couple of cuckoos, I'm going to preface with this. I love a couple of cuckoos, okay? Now, you may be asking, yo, Dom, that's me. If it's your first time here, why are you saying that, bro? Well, what I'm about to say, every time I say something like this, somebody in the comments is like, how dare you, blah, 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 blah. So I have to make sure. I love a couple of cuckoos as an anime, but I review weekly episodes. I'm going to say it for those in the back. I review weekly episodes. Why am I saying that? I thought this episode sucked ass. All right, I thought this episode sucked. And it's doing a lot of things that I do not like. It's doing a lot of things like if you've been with me for 12 weeks now, I mean, Jesus Christ, right? If you've been with me for 12 weeks, then you know what I like about the anime, and you know what I don't like about the anime. And a lot of what I don't like is, and I'll quickly reference it, Nagi's attitude, the necessity to have to accomplish something to confess, the not being real with your feelings, the fact that, you know, he has Sachi, who is his sister, who is the love interest, the fact that, you know, she keeps coming up, the familial shenanigans, the fact that he keeps thinking that Amino can't be a love interest because of the situation they're in, but not, you know, ignoring his feelings like an asshole idiot. So a lot of those things I don't like. And this episode, like, it was like, oh, Dom, you don't like all this stuff about a couple of cuckoos? Well, here's all of it in one episode. Here you go, bro. And I was like, God damn. So let me start from the top, because I have a lot of different ideas in my head. So first off, I like the OP. I like the OP. I think the OG OP, the original OP, was better. But I will admit, this OP was catchy, and I thought the visuals were a lot better, mainly because of the swimsuit bikini time, which just tells me that there's going to be a beach episode or a pool episode incoming. We're going to get one very soon. So, first and foremost, I think that I like that a lot. So, we have the original OP was awesome. New OP, pretty good. I think the song's okay. Visuals, I think, are better because swimsuits. Beach scene, pool scene, coming in soon, coming fast. After that, we have an initial backstory, or I guess like the anime is just doing the natural thing that it does when a new core or a new season comes up. It recaps quickly on where we left off. And this episode does exactly that. We got to see the last episode where Nagi's dad was like, hey, close your eyes, think about, whoever, when you close your eyes, whoever comes to your mind first, that's the person you're in love with. And the people who came to his mind was Sagawa, was Amino, and was Sachi, all in one go, right? So the next thing was like, well, only if his dad knew that one of his love interests was his sister. That's disgusting, right? Like, I mean, he needs to get that shit out of his head. Then we kind of go on the next thing, and it's test day, and he's going to take his test, and during that whole entire scene, he's obviously has, like, a really huge roadblock, and the roadblock he has was not being able to, even though it was all up here, he wasn't able to concentrate at all because he's thinking about Amino, he's thinking about Sagawa, and he's thinking about Sachi, and even during this moment, he was like, even himself, he says that he's like, oh, I don't even know what I'm thinking about, Sachi, whatever. And then, of course, they do the anime thing where it's like, oh, but we're not related by blood. It's like, doesn't matter, bro. Like, you for 14, 15 years, you guys have been at the hip like siblings. You guys are siblings. Like, I cannot. I'm gonna let it go. I hate it. I fucking hate it. I'm gonna let it go. Okay, then the next thing was like, okay, his next roadblock was, well, Amino and I can't really be together because of, you know, the situation we're in. We're betrothed, you know, we're fiance, whatever. Like, you know, I can't even like her like that. It's like, yo, why? Why can't you like her like that, dude? Like, you can like whoever you want. If you like her, you like her. You know what I mean? Who cares about your situation? Like, you guys get along great. You're able to be yourselves with each other. Being yourselves with each other, you both see value in each other in that way. Freaking Amino even tells him literally word for word that she sees value in him. You know, he likes her. She likes that he can be the real, because he's not the real him with Sagawa. He's this fake version of him. He's the real him with Amino, and she still likes him. So that's the next piece, okay? The next part is, well, I thought that was really cute was, oh, it's summer uniform time. I really enjoyed that. I think, you know, this episode also focuses on him placing 13th after the tests are done, you know, and he's not able to reach his potential that he reached previously. His goal of studying, so he had an original goal of studying. His original goal of studying was to help his parents. Somewhere along the line, he got lost, and he began to, instead of helping his parents, he wants to help himself. He wants to help himself to hero, okay? And he's finally coming to the senses of he kind of got those lines crossed. But this episode, he was able to get a little bit of that back, and I think it has to be mostly attributed to Amino here. So obviously, with Amino being the savior, I love how she was able to pull him back. She immediately goes, burst in his room, and she was like, yada 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 yada, and Amino, Nagi was like, "Why are you so angry?" She's like, "Cause I'm hungry. Make me food." And then she tells him about the value, you know, in food and stuff like that. Then, you know, obviously Nagi gets pulled out of the dark zone thanks to Amino, and we get a little bit of Nagi fan service. Ooh, but not before Amino also gets a peek. She gets a peek at the pecker. She gets a peek at the pecker. Oh, that's a good one. But she gets a peek, and you know, they share that cool moment. Finally, Sachi just there, like, not giving a shit, which I really love. He talks, you know, then Nagi then goes and talks about declaring battle again to Sagawa, which is so fucking stupid. It's so stupid. I hate that stuff. So I'm gonna brush over that. And then we finally find out that, you know, Sagawa, you know, she kind of peeks on them a little bit. She goes to do the study session. She sees Amino and Nagi, again, getting along beautifully. Like, they get along perfectly. But what that ends up happening is it makes her jealous. She then goes to avoid Nagi the whole entire rest of the episode. She meets with him later on, and basically Nagi discovers that she was just jealous of him and Amino the whole entire time, which is exactly what was obvious to anybody watching, for sure. Definitely painstakingly unobvious to him. He needs to stop trying to confide in Amino, though, about these situations, especially if she is a love interest. But regardless, he talks to Sagawa and blah, blah, blah. And then suddenly he's all fired up again. He's like, I'm in love with Sagawa. You know, even though that, you know, he really is, he needs to really realize that he's in love with Amino. So overall, I hated the episode. You know, I get it. You know, I know what it's trying to do. I know why it's trying to push us in a certain way. I know why it's trying to push Nagi in a certain way. Because he's just he's just confused. He doesn't kind of realize what he really wants at the end of the day. But, you know, it's all good. We're going to be able to see more fan service stuff, and hopefully we get less of the Sachi stuff, less of him declaring battle or need to be number one to be in love, you know, whatever. He just needs to go after Sagawa full force. But at the end of the day, we need to meet her fiance, because that's his biggest hurdle, is her fiance and everything. And then the other piece of it too is, like, if Amino is for real, which I think she started to get for real, she needs to, like, really go after Nagi. And I think his mind will change. And then just leave the Sachi stuff alone. All right, those are my thoughts, guys. So let me know what you guys think. If you agree, disagree, hard disagree. Don't forget, at the beginning, I said, hey, I don't hate this anime. I love the anime. Didn't like the episode. All right, I'll see you guys next week. Peace.